Well, that's the guy I've been worried about this whole time. Kingpin.
Hey guys, so at the end of Hawkeye, after a full season of build-up and a lot of tension, it's finally revealed that the big villain behind everything is none other than Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin. And then they immediately kill him off. And it makes us wonder, you know, if they were going to kill off Kingpin, why wouldn't they have done it on camera? And is Kingpin still alive? So, here we go. So, at the end of the show Hawkeye, we get a shattering reveal. And that is that the Netflix Marvel shows might actually be canon. So for all those who don't know, besides the Infinity Saga and its 23 movies, its several one-shots, and then the 5 series on Disney Plus and the 4 movies that we already have in Phase 4, there's also a slew of additional content that was supposed to be part of the MCU. That includes Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Agent Carter, the Inhumans, and most notably, the Netflix Marvel shows. And of those shows, despite the fact that a lot of them, if not all of them, reference the MCU directly and the events that have happened in the MCU, not one of them has ever been acknowledged by the movies, with the exception of Agent Carter, in which the only actor or actress who's ever made the jump from the television shows to the movies has ever happened, and that is the character Jarvis, who was first introduced to us in Agent Carter. And so it's a big deal that in Hawkeye and Spiderman No Way Home, Daredevil and Kingpin finally make it to the MCU. Back in Spider-Man No Way Home, we see a very quick clip where Spider-Man is talking to his lawyer, Matt Murdock. And if you didn't understand what the hubbub was about, that Matt Murdock is the identity of the Marvel hero Daredevil. And not only that, he's being portrayed by Charlie Cox, the exact same actor who played him as Daredevil in the Netflix show. And so, we're left with the question, what does that mean? Does that make Daredevil canon? Are all the Netflix shows canon? Is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon? Well, honestly we don't know, but what we do know is that Kingpin is now in the MCU. And this makes us question exactly what level he's brought over. After all, Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, as seen in Daredevil, is a much more brutal character, and a lot less happy-go-lucky than the version of him that we see in Hawkeye. But in Daredevil, it does give us plenty of information that we can use to say definite reasons to why Kingpin is more than he appears. In fact, in Daredevil it's made very clear that Kingpin usually wears Kevlar underneath his suit. And this appears to also be the case in the Hawkeye show, when Kate fires an arrow into Kingpin's chest and it appears to basically not penetrate or do very little damage. He's then immediately hit by a car, which also seems to not hurt him. And we have to remember here that even if the Daredevil and Hawkeye versions of Kingpin are the same character, the timelines of which are vastly far apart. And that's because of the blip, meaning that the events of Hawkeye are happening in December 2024. And so this could very easily be the exact same Kingpin that we see in the Daredevil show, except he's gone through a lot of changes since then in the 5 years absence that we haven't seen him. So the question is, at the end of Hawkeye, is Kingpin alive? Because at the end of the show, things don't seem to look too good for him. His adoptive daughter Maya seems to shoot him in the face at point blank range for ordering the hit that killed her father. But is he actually dead? And the show leaves us a bit open-ended. After all, the rule is if they don't die on camera, they're not really dead. And so there are many scenarios into which big ol' Willie Fisk could still be alive. Firstly, if Echo didn't shoot him in the head, though this did look like what she was aiming at, he still is wearing his Kevlar armor, or at least some sort of armor that is error resistant. Furthermore, we don't actually see where Maya shoots, so there's no indication really that she actually shot him in the head or even killed him. And more than just that, do you really believe that they brought back Vincent D just to die in one episode, especially after bringing back Daredevil as well? It seems like way too big of an antagonist for main characters like Spider-Man or the rest of the MCU for him to just die in one appearance. And it really doesn't help the case that we know that Echo is actually getting her own show as well. And the final nail in the coffin that basically proves that Fisk is still alive is that this exact scene happened in the comics, after which Maya confronts him, shoots him, and instead of dying, he's just blinded from the interaction.
Sometimes family doesn't see eye to eye.
And so, there you have it. So don't try to fake me out with your fake deaths, Marvel, because I'm onto you. Willie Fisk is still alive, and we're still going to be seeing him in the MCU. So anyways, guys, that's just what I think. Am I just being hopeful for a character that I'm not done with yet? Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.